is the social studies information, not the technical stuff yet. Okay, so what we're just going to look at today, and Ms. Weingart probably gave you this, is what are some of the classes that you can take. As juniors, you probably know most of this. Some of you have already probably taken these classes, but it's a good kind of check to make sure that you are on track to graduate. And also, since you're probably at the point where you're looking at some career ideas for your senior year, what are some things that you could take senior year to kind of give yourself a little boost in college. So you should have 2 quarters of geography under your belt and 1 quarter of U.S. and 1 quarter of world history. You should currently be having world affairs, and then you'll have a quarter of government. Those are all required classes. From there, next year, you can take economics. Do I have any economics people that have already taken? Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, a couple of you here. Economics, we used to call that class American Problems, and we just changed it because it is a little misleading, because a lot of people were taking it thinking it was more of a social type issues class, and it really is focused on the economics of the country and internationally. So we talk about micro and macro. If you don't know what economics is, we're looking at financial systems. We do a little unit on personal finance. So we look at how do you do checkbooks, credit, things like that. But then also we look at how does the national Federal Reserve and things like that, or at an international level. I would say if you are thinking about doing anything business related, so if you're going into a business major, if you are going into marketing, advertising, that would be a really good class to take. I guarantee that you will probably take it as an entering class as a freshman in college. And so it is a good, gives you a little base background in that. Sociology. I have a few people in here that have been in social already, okay, or are in it right now. Sociology is the study of people in groups. And sociology, we look at a lot of different ways people interact when they're around other people. We do personality analysis. We talk about adolescent issues. Probably the thing a lot of people like the most about the class is that on Fridays we have a debate every single week. So we debate euthanasia, we debate capital punishment, gun control, and I let you pick what side you want to be on. And so if you like to debate, we usually have some really good discussions in there. Although I did 2 years ago, I said that the first day, and I had one person that got up because she hated to debate so much that she didn't want to have. If you're the kind of person who doesn't like to have a heated discussion, then probably not the class for you. But we have a lot of fun in there, and it is a good class to give you some framework for things that are just political voting issues and so forth. Both of those I should mention I teach. The next class is a class taught by Mr. Dodge, and that is regular psychology. It's 1 quarter. Psychology is, again, if you're going to college, I would really recommend that you take psychology. It is almost every major that you take in college, you'll probably have to take psych or so, but psych is a little bit more common, I think, at colleges just because it translates well into the business world. So, and I know kids have come back and said, well, I really got a good foundation here at the high school because I took psych. So psych, they look at the anatomy of the human mind, they look at behaviors, they look at different individual issues. So how does, and social is more big groups, and psych is the individual. If you like that, or if you know you're going into something like that, both of the next 2 are advanced placement classes. And if you know you're going to college, or if you just want to challenge yourself, which I hope that all of you are looking to do your senior year, both of those are really good choices. You have to take regular psych to get into advanced placement psych, and the way that it worked this year, I'm assuming it's going to be the same, is that you could have taken it junior year, or you could take it at the beginning of your senior year and then take it second semester, okay? So what happens if you don't know what the AP classes are? You take a national test. They are governed by a national board. So those of us who teach AP classes, we actually have to turn in our syllabus and so forth. And then they tell us kind of what to teach. So you take a test at the end of the year, and if you pass it, you get credit at most colleges. And so that's, you guys as juniors kind of take a look at where you're thinking about going, because if you're going to Notre Dame or Madison or someplace, they're probably going to expect you to have a 4 or a 5 on those tests. It's out of 5. A 3 is passing for most, smaller or public universities. So that's something to look into. But usually for psych, you can get 3 or maybe a few more credits if you pass the test. For AP History, it depends on the school. I have had lots of students that have gotten 3, but some schools, when I graduated, I had 6 credits at Eau Claire, just because at college it would be 2 different semesters. And so, 6 to 9 credits of college is probably, you're probably looking at, close to $3,000 worth of aid. So Advanced Placement Psych and AP US History, both of them are very reading intensive. It's a college class. We expect you to come with that mentality. But I also would say, as seniors, really you should be challenging yourself. We had a student a couple of years ago who they were accepted to La Crosse, and so then second semester they said, I'm going to change my schedule and take a lot of easy classes, whatever that is in your mind. And that summer we got a call, the guidance office got a call that said, if you're not going to take hard classes and do what you had said you were going to do, we're looking for people that challenge themselves. And both of those are weighted, so if you're really worrying about your GPA and your class rank, that helps a little bit, because it actually gives you a little bit of a bump over somebody who's taking a regular class. So, pay attention to that. And I really think both of those are classes where you're going to learn how to read, you're going to learn how to study a lot of, especially if you're a higher level student, you maybe are sitting there going through classes and not having to do a lot of work. Challenge yourself. I think you'll be glad that you did, instead of just surfing through your last year. So any questions on that? You understand the weighting?